Welcome to Sano International Cricket Ground on what is a beautiful day here, another hot one, which is the theme of the summer here, probably around 32 degrees at local time 10:28 in the morning. Game today, this T20 competition format comes from Group D, men in blue, Tokyo First 11 versus Serendib. Both teams on top of the table currently, 4 teams per group. Men in blue are on 6 points, which is 1 win and 1 no result, and Serendib are the same, sitting on 6 points apiece. Should be an interesting game. This will be the final match, so the winner is assured of going through to the quarter-final stage. I'd like to welcome you all wherever you're watching, on YouTube or fan code via India. Please hit the subscribe button to see all content from Japan cricket. Presently the Japan women's team are on their way, or in Vanuatu as I speak, part of their Eastern Asian Pacific qualifier tournament upcoming. Back here though, live, ground number 1. Toss was won by Serendib and they elected to field. First ball of the innings has just clipped away, but slight misfield there, which will allow the batsman to come back for a second. Fielder did enough to stop the boundary. Sanjeewa the bowler, and on strike is Kumar for men in blue. This one's dug in short. Kumar's gone for it, and luckily the ball falls safely out of mid-wicket between 2 approaching fielders. So Sanjeewa dug that one in a bit short and got high on the bat, hence didn't middle it. Not really an opportunity for either fielder. Short third man was coming round, and short third man's actually just been dropped back now to the boundary. Of course, we're in the power play stage, first 6 overs. The other boundary rider is third man, and long on. Third ball just dug out onto the onside for a single. Good cricket. Pass score today, well, the outfield is fast. If you beat the fielder in the circle, it will run away to the boundary. Just looking at the boundary rope, and seems the shorter side here is the offside. This one's just dabbed out to gully, and no run. Yeah, and the other part, the batsman here down fine leg, the boundary is also short in that area. It's where the field 1 overlaps with field 2, or ground 2. So it's probably a more 45, 50 metre boundary line rather than around 65 in other parts of the ground. This one dug in short and beautifully cut for 4 runs. That's a lovely shot, and that'll feel good for Kumar. It was a short ball and he just leant back and cut it. Didn't require any power at all, just a finesse to get bat on ball, and he middled it away to the boundary. 4 runs, and this is a good start here for the men in blue. As I say, losing the toss, being put into bat. This one's a bit fuller and just squeezed out to point, who takes a shy, misses, backed up, no run. That will bring about the end of the over, 9 runs coming from it. Pretty healthy start for men in blue. So about to commence the second over here. Serendib in the field, bowling, having won the toss. I want to take a couple of early wickets here in the power play, just to stem the flow of runs. Left armour comes in, and it's almost a drop and run, and an easy single really. We're just dropping that onto the offside. Cover was quite deep. He's come in a couple of metres, perhaps to stem that easy single. Aranga, the bowler, from the mountain end here at Sano Cricket Ground. Left armour comes in, but the batsman just pulls away. May well have been a dragonfly, common visitor to this ground. Left armour's ball went outside off and just slashed out onto the onside. Deep mid-wicket, just restricting that to 1 run. It's a good throw in from that fielder. Two boundary riders in this over, again, fine leg and deep mid-wicket. It's a good line and length from Aranga. Again, batsman just it's a thickish inside edge. Fielded by square leg for a single. And, this time batsman just eases and plays it to backward point for no run. And mid-wicket, deep mid-wicket, has walked in for probably 10 metres. So there is room out on the onside if the batsman Panwa chooses to go there. This time he goes down, a lovely shot. Played out to long off, too good for long off. Probably again the fielder who is not exactly on the boundary rope, inside a few metres, but just a lovely shot from Kumar, sorry. Not Panwa. So the boundary's coming as singles in this over. Serendib will be desperate to take a wicket, stem the flow, at least build some dot balls to pressurise the batsman into playing a false stroke. And not a great shot, that too straight to cut and beats the batsman. So a dot ball to finish the over, 7 runs coming from it. 16 without loss are men in blue after their 2 overs. Pass score today as I mentioned, there's very fast outfield. Perhaps 180 would be around par. I probably believe Men in Blue could defend 150, 160, but they'll be wanting to put a good score on board leading into the quarterfinals. I believe the quarterfinals are next weekend, perhaps quarters and semis. So this time, few half appeals from the fielders, not coming from the bowler himself. So going down leg, adjudged by the umpire, and batsman scamper through for what should be a leg bite. This is Sanjaya again from the school end here at Sano. Just strays down leg side. It's getting some good pace. So like rather a slingy type action. He just needs to be better aligned with his delivery. Maybe getting a bit of shape there in swing. So Kumar on strike, who's looked pretty good for his 9 runs. Sanjaya knocks this one in short, and it hits the helmet of Kumar. He almost slightly took his eye off the ball as he went onto the back foot to try and pull, perhaps hook Sanjaya, but it was on him too quick. And Sanjaya just making sure he is okay, and it's good sportsmanship, good to see. Sanjaya just coming down to just check on Kumar that he's okay. Quite a legitimate ball, a good ball. Again, he just needs to bring his line a little bit towards off stump to be even more effective. Doesn't get all of it. Quick run being taken. Kumar went to pull the back foot, Sanjaya, but didn't get it all at all. And just the ball popped out to mid-wicket, who came round to field that. It was a hint of a run out, but always safe if they ran with confidence with the Men in Blue. But Sanjaya asking some questions here of the batsman. Just the one boundary rider for him, and even the boundary rider's in off the boundary 15 metres, and that's at mid-on. And mid-on might be in the chance here. No, just to the right. Had to make up too much ground to stop that boundary fall. Good shot. Definitely didn't get all of it, did Panwar, but got enough for the 4 runs. And I did mention the fielder there at mid-on was well on off the boundary, but if anything, it probably helped in that instance. He just had to get to his right, but he's been told now by the captain, boundary means boundary, so he's pushed back to within 3 metres of the mid-on boundary. Cal corner. This time, beautiful shot. Yes, Panwar. Akit Panwar just this time plays a lovely shot over the cover. Aerial, probably bounced twice before it crossed the rope. But he just gave himself room and used all of his hand-eye coordination to middle it. Lovely shot. And he's certainly tough here for Serendib. They need either of these openers out. They need to take a wicket to stem this run flow. It's over with 1 ball remaining, 11 off it already. What can Sanjaya do? This time, chance for Serendib. Caught and held out at deep, way out long on. Great catch. He fumbled it but took it on the second take. This time Panwa just tries to go one too often and didn't get all of it. And the cameraman, good work there, he did get that on camera. Initially went in, slight fumble, took it on the second take, so Ankit Panwa must return to the pavilion or the tent here at Sano. Certainly a good innings really from him. He's given his team a good foundation, already on 27, and it was the end of the third over, that wicket, so 27 for 1 now after 3 overs. Panwa caught for 16 off his 9 balls. The catcher who did well was Harith, so well done to Harith. I believe if he was where he was 2-3 balls earlier, he may not have been able to take that catch, but well picked out from the captain to make sure he is right on that boundary, and they've taken the wicket of Panwa. So will we see a momentum shift here? Serendib certainly hope so. Current run rate 9 and over, so looking at 180 at this stage. Aranga will have his second of his spell from the mountain end, Mount Karasawa here in Sano. Left armour comes in, it's a bit full. Batsman just cross bat, shots it out to mid-on, who takes a shot. The keeper seemed quite excited about that, but I think batsman would have been home. He was probably just casually taking that single. But good fielding. And yeah, looking at that replay, he would have been home safely. So Kumar still there on 11 off 10. He's been joined by Agnihotri Piyush. Apologies for any mispronunciations as this game continues or goes on today. But a good start here from Men in Blue. And can number 3 continue the momentum? Yes, he can. Doesn't get all of it, but does enough to beat mid-on for 4 runs. Probably just a little full with that, and Piyush just picks that up, and as I say, certainly didn't get all of it, but did enough to beat the fielder. Just wondering here if we're going to see a fielding change from the captain, having had a very short look at Piyush already. Big appeal here from the Serendib team, not given. Batsman Piyush just defends, goes to defend it straight. Let's have a look at the replay. And had a bit of shape, and I think they felt like they had a feather on that. But the finger stayed down. And Piyush's innings continues. This time goes to play that out of soft hands down to short third man. Almost carried to short third man. And they've almost brought him up. And no, I thought they were going to put him up into the first slip, but no. He's come up a couple of metres though. And this one's just defended, and pretty good over from Aranga, apart from the boundary to Piyush, which there was a chance for the fielder perhaps, but other than that, 4 dot balls. That's good T20 bowling. Any bowler would be happy with that, having only gone for 5 runs in the fourth over. Men in blue 32 for 1. I will update you on ground 2 at some stage. Game going on there, I believe, between Max and Kawasaki Knight Riders. I will check that. Back here though. Short batsman just plays that comfortably out to long on. Just almost chipped it over the bowler. Didn't try and hit it hard at all, knowing long on was there. It's an easy single. Sanka is the new bowler from the school end here. Bangs it in quite short and played out to point. Chance here for a run out. And good work from the keeper, but the throw was not aerial. It was thrown into the ground, and it almost took a bit of pace out of the ball, but it was accurate, and the keeper did a good job getting behind the stumps and taking the bails off, but valiant effort from the non-striker to get down there. Good cricket all round. Just a stoppage here in play for the umpire to make sure the stumps and bails are all in perfect place. Kumar goes, this time gets it high on the bat, not enough. Mid, long on, comes running in, but it falls well short of him. So another single. Kumar just yeah, a couple of shots have not been out of the middle, so Serendib will know they're in with a chance here to nab another wicket, the other opener. This time batsman on strike, Piyush just tries to cut a wide one. Not given by the umpire, it was within the line, but misses out on scoring there. Almost a ring circle on the offside from mid-off round to backward point. This one, bowler's just straying down leg side and given wide. I think it's only the second extra of the innings to date, so pretty disciplined start from Serendib. A couple of bowlers have been digging it in short, but I think that's part of a plan, is to capturing the batsman out on the boundary, particularly square, mid-on wicket. This one goes straight up, could be a chance. It's high, 3 fielders converging. It's been left to long on, and he does well. Good catch. And the wicketkeeper's still screaming in delight. Don't know if you can pick that up on your microphone, but great catch. I really didn't give any 3 of them a chance, knowing that they're all converging on it, but I didn't hear a loud call, but it was left to mid-on. Here's the replay. He kept running and running. Good catch. Probably had to run 25 metres in to take that, so as soon as the scorers update that, I'll let you know who took that wonderful catch for Serendib, and just another wicket. It's a bit of pressure on the men in blue, and also restricts their opportunity to score in this power play currently in the end of the 5th over. No, one to come, sorry, with the wide. So we have one ball remaining in the 5th over. Mandu Sanka was the batsman, sorry, it's the bowler to Piyush, who was out caught. So Mandu Sanka, his first wicket. It was caught. Hereth made that wonderful catch. So already we see Hereth probably in that key position, known for his catching skills and ability. That's his second for the day. Certainly better than the first one. Lovely catch. So 36 for 2 here. Just a short stoppage and play. Maybe an opportunity for me to update you on the ground 2 here at Sano, where we see Max against the Kawasaki Knight Riders. Max 19 for 3 after 4.4 overs. Makoto Taniyama in there unbeaten on 8, with Silva, who's his partner, on 2. The figures of 2 for 15 for the Kawasaki Knight Riders. Raman Tanwa, 2 for 15 in his 3rd over. Good decision from the captain, perhaps, to give him his 3rd on the trot. And Lav Singh is also 1 for 4 off his 2 overs. So great opening effort from the Kawasaki Knight Riders. Max will be wanting to change the momentum. But back here on number 1. It's Serendib and men in blue. Turned back for a single. No run. Cover onto that. And just letting you know, viewers, you can add to the chat if you're interested. A live chat. Just having a look. Sanger Parker is confident that Men in Blue will win this. They are, as he's put here, a good team. Yeah, Men in Blue, the recent victors, of course, in the T10 format competition that was held earlier in the year. Probably last month, I think, they took the trophy, the inaugural trophy, the first time the JCA had actually tried such a format, a 10-over format. But Men in Blue were the victorious, and I guess some of the learnings there in T10 cricket you can apply to T20 cricket. I believe Men in Blue are also going along nicely in Division 1. Back here though, live. Batsman just squeezes that out to long on for a single. Pushed again out onto the offside this time for a single. So some intelligent batting here on display, picking up singles. 36 at this stage for 2 in the 6th over, the final over of the power play. So interesting, batsmen are perhaps looking for these singles rather than the boundary rope. But 3 singles picked up. This is Iranga, of course, bowling in his 3rd over of his spell. Dewan, the new batsman for MIB. Slight misfield allows the batters to get through for a single. And Serendib won't like that, but there's plenty of praise and support going on out there. They're keeping the chatter up, knowing that another couple of wickets here would just really help their cause in terms of keeping their MIB from scoring that 180, perhaps par score. Another single to the cause though for them. Just over the last few overs, that run rate has dropped though for MIB. It's now down to 7, so 8 wickets in hand though. It's on their side, and this one's just been played out onto mid-wicket. It will cross the boundary. 4 runs. Bit late onto it, but did enough to easily clear the circle, and 4 runs was the result. So that'll feel good for Dewan, his first boundary. He's now on 6 off his 4 balls alongside Kumar, who remains there on 16 off 15 balls. Perhaps looking to anchor the innings for MIB, or will he be more aggressive with a few more field spacings or openings? It is 6 overs gone here, 45 for 2, so that allows Serendib to place more fielders on the boundary should they want to. At this stage they have dropped a 3rd back, so they have long on, 3rd man and deep cover. None of them will be able to stop that. Doesn't get all of it, but it's just enough over the covers. For what will be, runs to Kumar. Kumar just eyeing up the leg side space. If he can get over square leg, who's inside that circle, there is acres of room between there and mid-wicket. However, gets high up on a ball on the offside and just drives it out to that deep cover. Quite a nice looking stroke really, and probably a ball that got a bit wide on him, but played it well. Mandusanka into his 2nd over. This is short, pulled, but it gets a top edge and it'll be 1 bounce for 4. Keeper never gave up on that. Thought he had a chance there, but it's just bounced. Yeah, it's got high on the bat. Batsman tried to pull it, as I say, over square with acres of space. No fine leg, and well, it was safe really. Where it landed, there was no fielder within Kui, and 4 runs. Much better line there from Mandusanka, and edged definitely, but cleaned up by 3rd man. But certainly Mandusanka found the edge there. A good ball. Started a bit wide of sort of off stump, but just came back in and cramped the batsman for room. And this time he does enough. Similar ball, and caught by the keeper comfortably, and the umpire had no hesitation in putting the finger up for that. Just try and capture that on our JCL replay. Sorry, just having a couple of technical difficulties with the Wi-Fi. But wicket nonetheless to Madhusankar. Dewan has to depart. He made 7 of his 6 balls. Kumar remains there for MIB, so they'll be quite happy that he's still out there for the team. Becomes quite an important bat for the team and trying to secure that total of 160, 170. Of course, Serendib, if they keep taking wickets, they won't get near that. But yeah, great delivery there from Madhusankar. Just one ball remaining in the over. Bowmick is the new batsman for MIB, and he goes to give himself room, stepped way out onto the offside to try and ramp. Didn't get the ball, unfortunately, so a dot ball, and pretty good comeback there from Madhusankar on that over after being hit for 4 earlier on by Kumar. In the end, just going for the 7 runs, the wicket as well. 52 for 3 are the men in blue. Yeah, just having a look at that replay of that wicket. Dewan went to try and lift Madhusankar over to the mid-wicket, cow corner, but the ball was probably a bit short to do that, and he just got the edge through to the keeper, which was well held by Gayan for Serendib. Back live though. Serendib will be quite happy with how they've come back these last few overs after initially a really good start from MIB. The last few overs gone for a 7, 9, 4 and 5. So they've come back a bit better. Eranga bowling this 8th over. His final of his spell. This is his 4th. Coming in from the school end, the left armour. And absolutely tonked over covers for 6. Great shot. It is somewhat a bit of a short boundary, but I want to say that's probably a bit more straighter. This was wide over cover, and that's just a fabulous shot. So Eranga, what has he got for this comeback ball after being hit for 6? Well, he digs full outside off, and the batsman trying to cut it, gets a big inside edge that goes out long on. So, sorry, I'm just looking for an update here of the scoring and the Wi-Fi, but men in blue looking to reassert some momentum. This one's played it long on, just for a single. Bowmick certainly has made a great start to his innings today. That beautiful 6 over long on, and then the single. He's back on strike here. This time comes down the wicket, and that's a big wicket he's been given, and he doesn't like the decision, does Bomick. He felt like he danced down the wicket and then went to play the batsman out onto the offside, but front foot cut. Sorry, it's went to play the ball, out onto the offside, and team appealed, feeling they got it. He got an edge through to the keeper. Perhaps the noise may have come from his bat hitting the ground as he played the shot, but he wasn't too keen to leave the crease, was Saurav Omic, but he has to, and he departs for 7 off his 4 balls. Not forgetting the wonderful 6 off his second ball, I believe it was. First one was a dot, and then he had a wonderful 6 over cover. He looked like a real momentum pinch hitter for Man in Blue, but he departs, and Vishal Patel now comes to the crease for the team, and kind of a not a spot of bother, but after making such a good start, I'd be keen to keep the momentum going and just working their way through these middle overs without losing perhaps more than another wicket. 4 down already. Ideally you head into those last 5 overs with some of your power hitters between 5 and 8, but they'll be a bit concerned, Men in Blue, and that may just change the plot on how they've been batting. They may just have to noodle it round and look for some less risky shots. Let's see what happens as Eranga continues his spell. Only the 1 ball left in it, and he's just played out onto the onside. Deep mid wicket comes into the field, a single, and that is the end of the over and the end of Indika Eranga's spell. 1 for 31, but perhaps a key wicket in Bomick, in that he took that devastating batsman out of the game. .62 for 4 after 8 overs here at Sano. So a change in bowling. Manoj Silva comes into the attack for Serendib. A team, I believe, mainly made up of Sri Lankan players. They play in the Japan Cup, but not the First Division. Oh, and just a misfield out there, and that's unfortunate for Serendib. 4 runs, and deep mid wicket apologises, almost in a sweeping position out there. But, the spin, I believe, beat the fielder, and he apologises for that. So not a great start for Silva. First one going for 4. So Kumar is still there for Man in Blue on 24 of his 20 balls, joined by Patel. Patel nails this. Oh, great shot. Vishal Patel absolutely clobbers this over long on at a time his teammates are in danger under the tent, but it cleared them as well and hit the sight screen, which is off to the side here. Great shot, wow. I can't pick that up, sorry, on my replay, but 6 big runs, cleared the boundary easily. This time goes to play it with soft hands, misses it. Good comeback from Silva. It's been a bit expensive to start here. I'll be wanting to bowl some dots or take a wicket. This one's a lot better. Nice bit of flight. Patel chooses not to attack that. Silva, the leg spinner. This one's a bit short, and Patel sent back, and a big appeal. Patel just went onto his back foot and played this down to third man, but set off for a run, turned back. Fielder did well, putting it over the stumps, but the finger remains down, no run out, but a good comeback from Silva and bowling 3 dots to finish after going for a couple of boundaries earlier on. One beautiful 6 from Patel over long on. So 10 runs coming from it. 72 for 4 now, the men in blue. Looking at 160 at this stage. Will depend on how many wickets they lose over these next few overs as to how aggressive they can be in the latter overs. If you are watching, don't forget to subscribe to Japan Cricket. You pick up a whole lot of other content available to you. There is a game this afternoon, which I'm looking forward to viewing, commentating on, but there's a whole lot of other cricket, including international cricket, that Japan have been playing that you'll find once you subscribe. Hello to those watching via YouTube around the world or fan code in India. Welcome to a very hot Sano, probably 33 degrees, probably feels about 38 to the players down there on the ground. Dug in short, batsman goes to pull, ends up going straight over the bowler's head, gets high on the bat, and that's a good delivery from Chamara. Chamara's first over from the mountain end, Mount Karasawa. Puts it in short through to the keeper. Pretty good pace, power through it with his shoulder. But Patel on strike here. Kumar's played a wonderful anchoring innings for his team at the other end. Both batsmen well above the 100 strike rate, so perhaps they'll be just wanting to play these middle overs. Quite happy maybe taking 6, 7 off each over rather than taking big risks and losing more wickets. Although in saying that, it's gone straight up. Chance here, mid on, will not drop that, and that is gone. Patel went to pull him. Again, dug in a bit short of length. Patel tried to pull the ball and went straight up off the top of his bat, maybe the shoulder off his bat. Mid on, didn't have to move much, came in a couple of meters. The important thing was the communication between the 3 fielders converging. Mid on took it comfortably, and with that wicket will also give the umpires a chance to take their break usually taken after 10 overs, almost a cooling break, allowing players just to cool off, take on some liquids. As I say, it's very hot here in Sano. The whole summer's been hot. I live probably 4 hours from Sano. It's also a hot area of Japan, the Hokuriku, and we've had 4, perhaps 5 weeks of weather over 30 degrees, but weather consistently in around 34, 35, 36, 37. Sano, especially a really hot area of Japan, has provided a lot of discomfort, I could say, to the locals. So, the innings break, 73 for 5, 3 balls remaining in this 10th over. Projected score around 154. 5 wickets down, well, that could either be achieved or it may become a tough ask. Serendib, they're already out of their calling period, just a quick drink for them and they're back out. Why wouldn't they? I think momentum's with them at the moment. Take this opportunity and have a quick look at the game on ground 2. Max, well, they haven't lost any wickets since we last updated you. Max are 50 for 4 off their 10 overs against the Kawasaki Knight Riders. Namendra is on 11 off 12 balls, accompanied by Makoto Taniyama, who's on 17 off 23 balls. Both batsmen hitting just a solitary boundary 4. But it's almost a rebuilding phase for them, isn't it? Quite understandable. They're batting just sort of both under 100 strike rate, but they'll need to just realign their innings. Bit of a good fight back, good period for Max after initially dropping their first 4 wickets after 7 overs, I believe. Back here though on number 1, 3 balls remaining in over number 10. After making a very good start, the men in blue now find themselves at 73 for 5. I don't think they'll be happy with that, and will be wanting at least another 70, 80 runs in these remaining overs. Interesting battle going on in this game. Sagea Parker watching. Are you still confident Men in Blue can win this game? How are you feeling in terms of which way this game will sway? Tamara to complete his first over. He started well, just 1 for 1 currently. On strike, of course, will be the new batsman, Kumare-san, and no run to start with. Kumare-san, right-hand batsman, looking to face the second ball here. Keep the momentum running. M in blue, and he tries to turn this round the corner, but it's covered there. Short, fine leg. And as long as Kumar's at the other end for Serendib, for Men in Blue, they have this opportunity to get those runs up to 150, 160. He's batted well, anchored the innings. Perhaps at the other end, Kumara-sen is more the attacker. This one drives it straight. Long off does well to come round and field it, but then has to regather, but it's just a 1 run. Hit solidly though from Kumarara and San. That single brings up the end of the over. So just the 3 balls remaining, of course, after that short break. 74 for 5. Just the 2 runs coming from that over, so a good start for Tamara. I imagine he'll bowl a second from that end, but in the meantime, looks like it's back to Silva for his second. Leg spinner, just adjusting his field. He has cover on the boundary, sweeper, long off, long on, cow corner, and deep square. So he's got a lot of protection. Batsman just taking some time to fix his gloves and take stance again. Bowler Silva waiting patiently. An interesting battle, this one. It's a good start from Silva. Tosses it up on a good line and length. Batsman tries to play him out onto the onside, misses. So a bit of turn there. This time just play it out to cover and called early the batsman for a single and comfortably through. Slight misfield perhaps from cover. Another relatively good ball from Silva. He's bowling to his field there. Brings Kumar back onto strike, who hasn't faced the ball for a while. Let's see what he does. He goes to stretch forward, sweeps it out to deep mid-wicket just for the single. Another single to his total. This time Silva's just a little bit shorter, but played out to point. No run there. I think Serendib will be quite happy with the fielding today. They've Herith has certainly caught well for them. This time again a great line, just tempting enough for for Kumare-san to just try and have a go at that, playing him out to onside, and the leg spinner too good, turning it away from the batsman. Something could happen in this, and he's got him. Bowled him. This one Fuller. And again, just Kumare-san just trying to play him out onto the onside and clean bowled. To the delight of Serendib, and pick up another wicket. It's their 6th now, and the last ball of the over. Again, the over just going for 2 runs. So Silva and his partner, bowling partner Tamara, have done a wonderful job here for Serendib. Unfortunately, the batsman out bowled for 2 off 8 balls, so double whammy there, really, just adding pressure to his team, not scoring. But credit to Serendib with their bowling plans and the 2 bowlers. Bowling good lines and length, bowling to their field. They're just restricting the runs here, men in blue, who now at 76 for 6 will be just a little disappointed with how they've played these last few overs. They had a great start to the innings through their top order. New batsman is Pramod Singh for men in blue. Chamara starts well with his first ball. Kumar just yeah, at the non-striker's end at the moment. Singh, the new batsman, on strike, facing Chamara. And squares him up and just skirts off the pads down to third man. I'm just watching the umpire. It hit, no, it's been ruled off the bat. But squared him up nicely, did Chamara. Bowling well here. Brings Kumar back onto strike. Kumar certainly now even more important his innings and how he bats here the remainder of these 8 and a bit overs. With the other end, his batters falling like flies, so he might just have to re-establish how he bats, how he approaches the game. Crunches this out to long off for a single. He's certainly seen it well, but perhaps he'll be just putting away some of the more riskier shots in his closet to make sure men in blue put up a competitive score at least of around 140. Singh back on strike. And Chamara looks like he's got the better of him here. Really just bowling a good line and length. Singh's just having to defend at these until he learns the pace of the wicket. Never easy when you just arrive. He's facing his third ball now. Chamara bowling a good spell. This one, he bangs it in short. Bangs it in short, and Singh, well, he tries to pull, hook, get something on it, but too quick through to the keeper. And Chamara bangs it in short again. This time cut, and cut well. Didn't really get all of it, but got enough, and it dissected both third man and a sweeper out there. So 4 runs that'll feel good for Singh. Pramod Singh will like the feel of that 4 runs coming off his bat, and also his teammates just making sure that the scoreboard just keeps ticking. 7 runs thanks to that final 4 off that over. Takes the total now up to 83 for 6. Silva and Chamara doing a good job though for Serendib. Even with that 4 off that final ball, Chamara's figures 1 for 9 off his 2 overs are good. And his mate Silva 1 for 12 off his 2. Will afford them both, I imagine, their 3rd and 4th overs respectively. Silva, as I speak, ball in hand, the leg spinner. Tosses it up, 2 full this one. Batsman pulls it out to deep square, who throws it in for a direct hit. 1 bounce, maybe 2 bounces before it hit the stumps, but good accuracy, and obviously probably have their fielders, specific fielders, in specific placements for that very reason. Herrick is probably one of the boundary riders out there, I imagine, at Cal Corner. But Kumar again adds another single to his total, brings Singh onto strike, and I think Silva will love the opportunity to bowl to him, and starts with good line length. Singh just defends that, has a look at the bowler, the leg spinner, Silva, for the first time. Bit full, and Singh blasts this out to long off for a single, brings Kumar back onto strike. An important feature of the team is Ankur Kumar. 29 of his 25 balls, but with 6 wickets down, you just feel he needs to be there for his team going into overs 18, 19. He won't do that because he's just been clean bowled, and I hope I get to have a look at that on the JCL replay, because that looked like it pitched on leg and hit off. The perfect delivery for any leg spinner. Just having a few technical issues with my coverage, but what a great delivery there from Silva, and well deserved. Again, having a quick look at that on the replay, what a ball from Silva. It looked like it did pitch, whether it was middle or leg, taken out off stumps. And Ankur Kumar, after what was a great innings for him, great contribution to his team, has to depart for his 29 of 26 balls. He's gone a long way into helping his team set a competitive score as Kumar. But he's out now, and hopefully we'll watch his teammates continue to do well. Singh still there on 6, and he's been joined by Jha. I hope I pronounced that. Apologies if incorrect. Vikas Jha will be on strike. So again, a bit short this time, and it's been cut. And deep. The sweeper's coming around to field that just for the 1 run. So they're not really picking up or stealing any 2s, men in blue, but probably correct decision that time. Certainly don't want to run out when you're 7 wickets down. But Jha gets off the mark with a nice cut stroke and takes the score through to 86 now for the 7 lost after 13 overs. So 7 remaining. Score at this current run rate's around 130. Whether I think men in blue will be wanting more than that, but 7 wickets down, that's never an easy task. And Serendib, they'll be just wanting to take these 3 remaining wickets as quickly as possible. Be interesting to see what they do in terms of their bowling lineup, whether they bring back their openers to try and snare these last 3 wickets. And appeal, but it's gone down to leg. Batsmen scamper through for what will be a leg by. It is Chamara who's continuing his fine spell. Quite an attacking field for Chamara. Down to long on for the single. Another run to the total. Jha back on strike here.
And, oh, he looks to turn it onto the onside, whether he got a leading edge, but it's just out of reach of the bowler, Chamara, and they scuttle through for a single. But getting plenty of support is Chamara from his teammates. I know they're on top here, Serendib. And they'd far rather bowl men in blue out for a score of 110 than 140 or 50. So, important part of the game here. Could sway either way. This time, he's rolled the fingers over the ball. That's a variation. Batsman tries to play him, but mistimes it. And that's a beautiful, that's a good wicket for Chamara. Just try and pick this up on the JCL replay. Chamara just rolling his fingers over it and creating a bit of it's a cutter, takes out middle stump, and Singh has to depart. Bowled Chamara for 7 of his 8 balls. And 8 down now, men in blue, and Serendib will be absolutely stoked with how they've come back in these overs since the power play. And I look back to the power play after 6 overs, men in blue were 45 for 2 and seem to be going along nicely. But just a consistent deluge of wickets for Serendib. Kept the run rate in check. Run rate currently 6.5. So something well achievable, Serendib will be thinking for the second part of this game. Men in blue, well, survival, I guess they need to bat their 20 overs. So how they do that, they just need to rein in the risky shots and look to pick up singles where they can. With singles often come wides and extras, as an example there. Chamara just strained down leg for probably only the 3rd extra that I can think of in this inning, so good disciplined bowling from Serendib. Vikash Rajan is the new batter for men in blue, and Facine, of course. And Chamara, he'll be keen for another wicket. Full at the stumps, but just defended out to Madoff for no run. And this has been another superb over from Chamara. The wider side so far, having only gone for 4 runs. Final ball of his 3rd over. Bangs it in short. Feels like he got a feather of a glove and has been given. That is gone. And another wicket to Damith Chamara. Great bowling. Put a effort into the final ball. Bent the back a bit more and dug it in short. And, well, wasn't very well played from Rajani. Just... you wanted to get the shortness of his ball. You wanted to drop your hands to get your gloves out of the way. But whether it was glove or bat, it was certainly out. Through to the keeper. Team went up as 1 with the appeal. And the 9th wicket falls here at Sano. Men in blue. And a bit of strife. Something a little unexpected. From myself commentating, I was expecting him to steady the ship, continue to score, but it's just been a great comeback from Serendib. 2 wickets in this over. Of course, it's also the wicket was the final ball of the over, so Chamara, his figures, 3 for 13 off his 3 overs. And just the 4 runs coming off the over, so 90 for 9. 6 overs remain. Looks like Silva will continue at the other end. Why wouldn't he? He's bowling well as well. 2 for 15 currently. final over of his spell. First ball, he's just been knocked down to long off for a single. And can Men in Blue bat through to their allotted 20 overs, or Serendib take this final wicket? And Silver just again on a really good line and length. He's really impressed me with his delivery, where he's landing the ball for the leg spinner. Not an easy art to perfect, but he's just landing it on a consistently challenging spot, which is presenting problems to the batters. Just going down and Singh just having a word with his batsman on strike, Jar. Perhaps just to make him aware of the current situation of the game, not needing boundaries. Just need to survive and pick up runs where you can. This is full, so he does go for it. It's been smacked out to square leg, who comes in off the boundary to field it for a one. By no means was it middled. Lucky perhaps for the batsman, otherwise it may have carried to those boundary riders. But first, a bit full from Silver. But you go back to his good length on a. This one's just defended for no run. So it's been a really good combination, Silver and Chamada together, picking up 5 wickets between them, but also only going for 4s in terms of economy. This one, interesting, he's out front of the hand and he's just darted that in short to the batsman, who in the end defends it for no run. So just the 3 runs again coming off that over. Been very miserly, these two bowling in harmony together. And the run rate continues to drop here at Sano, down to 6.3 now. 125 is the projected score. That is, of course, if they continue at this rate for 20 overs. To me, I see that as a bit of a challenge. I think Serendib will most likely pick up this final wicket, and the question is, when will they do it in these next 5 overs? I'm sure Chamada will bowl his final over of his great spell. But it looks like it's Madhusankar who will be back into attack for Serendib. And he starts full and straight for no run. The field setting, for the fast medium. Since they've got 3rd man out on the boundary. Deep cover, deep long on and a long off. And deep square. So a lot of protection for number 11 batsman, I feel. And number 11 batsman just plays it out on to acres of space in the covers for a single. So, can Men in Blue survive? Can they continue to pick up singles? Perhaps the odd extra or boundary. The ball was wide enough, and Singh went to have a swipe. It's too wide, but good enough for a legitimate ball, according to the umpire. In fairness, Singh didn't move his feet. He just hung the bat out there. Let's see how he goes with this one. This one he just plays defensively. Mid-on is in close. on the block there, so certainly no run. Just looking at the block there, the grass wickets here at Sano look like they've been freshly mown. They'll be played upon in the upcoming weeks, I imagine. Batsman plays a ball riding high, in his hands high to play that down to third man for a single. So Singh adds another run to his total, and so far from what I've seen of Jha and Singh, the batting to the conditions, they're just without taking risks, defending balls they need to, but otherwise playing with soft hands into spaces where they know they can get a safe single. So, end of the over, 95 for 9. Men in blue out there in survival mode. 4 overs remaining. How crucial can these 4 overs be? Can they get another 20 odd runs to help the team cause, give something to bowl at? Or will Serendib take this final over and have a chase of a target that sits on 2 digits, not 3? Hot conditions here, around 34 degrees I imagine. Bit of a breeze blowing, that'll bring some comfort to the players out there. Singh on strike, and Sanjaya will be the bowler from the school end here. Of course, it's his 3rd over. A bit expensive, the figures, 1 for 20. That was bowled at in the power play overs. Of course, it was a great start from MIB in those initial 5-6 overs. A bit short. Batsman does well just to turn us on the onside. Mid-wicket, who's in short, has to cover that. Moving round to his right, but batters comfortably through for a single. And another run to the total, so good cricket from Singh. Just realising the 1 wicket remaining, they can just pick up 4 or 5 and over for these remaining 4 overs, and just gives them a better total. This one's just banged in short from the bowler, and no run there to Jha. The game on ground number 2 looks like their innings has come to an end. I'll update you on what they scored. Team Max up again. Good quick ball, big appeal. The umpire is unmoved. The keeper was certain of it, but it would have been a feather going through to the keeper. Banged in short from Sanjaya, and batsman unmoved. Jha tried to play a shot, tried to with soft hands, trying to just guide that out onto the offside behind point perhaps, but through to the keeper, who was extremely confident there was something on that, but umpire unmoved, and rightly so if he didn't see or hear anything. Judge not out this time. Inside edge down to fine leg. So just a single run there to Jha, but another single. And 1 ball remaining in what is the 3rd over here from Sanjaya. He'd be keen to pick up the final wicket for his team. Comes in, bangs it in short again, and Singh just tries to cut this unsuccessfully. End of the over. No 97 now for 9. 3 overs remaining. And just picking up some of our live chat again from Pakar. Thank you for your comments. And yeah, just MIB's usual attacking style today has been the cause of their downfall. You've made a comment on, and yeah, true. They've at times there, perhaps the middle overs they're just a bit too aggressive when perhaps just looking perhaps for more singles and less riskier shots would have got them through to a competitive score. I don't know if they'll probably end up around the 100, 110 mark, whether that's going to be enough. But as you say, Mr. Pakar, yeah, Serendib doing really well to hold on to their bowling plans, positions, and taking their catches. Hereth has taken a couple of lovely catches today. So they've deserved this, Serendib. .97 for 9. 3 overs remaining. Chamara back into the attack, starting with a dot ball. As expected, Singh and Jar just playing this to the situation of the match. No use being caught out on the boundary at this stage. Perhaps there is an opportunity to pick up some singles. The field has been bored in a bit. It's been less. This one's just played out to third man who comes around, and good running there. The field putting pressure on the fielder, of which was wide receiving, and again an opportunity for a third and overthrow, but not taken wisely. So, but good running there. 2 runs picked up. Do need to put pressure in, and as pressure on the field, and we often see this in the latter overs of T20 when there's no reason that can't happen at the beginning or through the innings. This time Chamara does well, bangs it in short, and on a good line though. You bang it in short, you must be on line. You can't give the batter too much room to free the arms to hit onto the on or offside. So rather short but cramped the batsman for style, and they just had to play that out to point. Chamara in again to Jar. This one takes all the pace off it, appeals for a LBW, but umpire judging that to go down leg. No run, and again the batsman Jar and Singh just meet in the middle, and I imagine that would be to just comment on the fact that this is over 18. Let's continue to do what we've been doing. Keep out the good balls, and when there's an opportunity, let's try and pick up a single, run well, and pick up a 2. And Chamara tosses it up full outside off for no run. Just the 2 runs thus far from the over. Last ball coming up. Short, big appeal again, and this time given. Batsman doesn't like the decision, feels he was pad, perhaps not bad, but that is the finger up and the end of Men in Blue's innings. Caught one short of 100, 99 all out. So a great effort to Serendib in taking that final wicket, and in fact just bowling out the Men in Blue team. They'll be thrilled to bowl them out on the final ball of the 18th over. So Chamara gets Jar out, LBW. He has to depart for 9 of his 19 balls. And looking through the scorecard, well, as I say, Men in Blue got off to a really good start. Kumar helped with that, being the anchor of the innings, batting through probably to about the 12th over. Did Ankur Kumar with 29 of his 26. Of course, at the top he was supported by a quick-fire innings from Panwar, 16 of his 9 balls. But the aggression continued from the Men in Blue team. We see scores of 5, 7, 7, 11, 2, 7, 9. So no one really going on. Patel's 11 of 9 balls was handy, but ideally they had wickets in hand for the remainder of these death overs, but that hasn't happened. And I guess credit to the Serendib team. Let's look at their bowling figures. Sanjayawa 1 for 22 of his 3 overs. Eranga 1 for 31 of his 4 overs. It was the remaining 3 overs. Marusanka 2 for 13, Silva 2 for 18, and Chamara 4 for 15. Their overs really changed the plot of this novel, and in the end bowled Men in Blue out for their 99 runs. Chamara 4 for 15 was probably the pick, but as I say, bowled beautifully in tandem with Silva, his 2 for 18. Well done, Serendib. They held their catches, they bowled to their plans, and they made bowling changes at probably good times. So join us again in around 8 minutes time for the chase. Men in Blue aiming to defend 99 runs. Serendib needing 100 to win this match here and take them to top of the table. Join us again in 10 minutes.
So welcome back here to Sano Cricket Ground. We're in the halfway stage of the match between Serendib and Men in Blue. Serendib winning the toss and electing to field first. They bowled Men in Blue out for 99 runs at the end of the 18th over. So Serendib, a real opportunity here to take this match. Run rate required only 5. So what Men in Blue will be wanting will be early wickets, and a bunch of them at that. So I think in order to win this game, Men in Blue will realise that they do need to bowl Serendib out. So 10 wickets is probably what's needed from them. It'll be an interesting battle. The field at the moment is, as you know, power plays, first 6 overs. The 2 boundary riders are fine leg and third man. In fact, they also have shot 4 runs. Great shot, short and cut away for a lovely 4 runs from. I'm just checking that they actually had 3. Men in Blue had 3 boundary riders. So I wonder if the umpires picked up on that. Oh no, sorry, the long on is actually at mid off. Sorry about that, apologies for that. A wide to start, something Men in Blue can't afford. Shidian and Chitrao Gayan are the batters. Kamashinge, apologies for mispronunciations there, is on strike, hitting that wonderful 4. This time just defending out to point for no run. It's a good delivery there, that one from Singh. Singh bowling from the school end here at Sano in what are hot conditions. Probably feels about 36, 37 on the ground. A bit cooler here in the commentary box as we look to what perhaps will be victory to Serendib, but can Men in Blue change that? Can they take early wickets? Singh just ambles in but puts it at a good line of length for no run. Interesting if they feel how they attack Men in Blue, whether they use their pace and seam or whether they go for the spin. This is just a gentle medium pace. It's been dabbed down to third man for a single. So Shidian moves to 4. Brings his partner onto strike for his first delivery. Gayan just taking position and stance. Looks like he's aligning himself to leg stump. And smashes it out through wide of mid off. Lovely shot, 4 runs. And that sounded good off the bat. So, signal there. I'm just wondering if we see any change in the field from the captain. Currently the 2 boundary riders are third man, who's wide, and long on. This time onto the back foot, just driving it out to Covers, who's fielded it well. He takes a quick shy at the stumps at the non-striker's end. Missing, but also the non-striker being within his crease and safely. End of the over. The score sits at 10. So already that run rate drops to below 5.
It's really not going to be a question of any run rate challenges to Serendib. It's just a matter of keeping wickets intact until they pass that score line. Both teams currently sit on top of the table, both teams having won one game and had one no result. So perhaps both teams expected to go through to the next stage, the quarterfinals, but you never know. So win here, assuring the team that wins here will go through. So everything to play for. Men in blue in the field, in the heat. Just not a bundle of energy as you'd hope them to be in trying to defend this score. They look a little flat. Perhaps Kumara Sam can change that with his bat. It was a good start from him. It's a good line. It looks like a catch has been taken on field 2. I want to say by Makoto Taniyama took that, I would say. That I will update you on that score when we have time available. Back here on number 1. Kumara Sam starts well with his second delivery. 2 dots. Just need to build some sort of pressure, does men in blue. And these first 2 balls have started toward that. This one strays a little down leg, and lucky batsman doesn't get anything on it, otherwise it would have flown away for 4, but does get, I want to say, pad, and they scamper through. Oh, chance here for a overthrown. It will be taken, and just a shame there, and perhaps worth a shot from the keeper, taking a shy at the other end, missing, and allowing Serendib to pass through for another run. So all in all, they picked up 3 there, did Serendib. And perhaps men in blue just pushing a bit too hard, trying to make something happen here, knowing that they don't have enough runs to defend. So almost trying to create something when it's not there. They go back to their basics. I'm sure they can create opportunities this time. And again on a good line and length is Kumara-san. They were league buys, the earlier balls, so 2 deliveries to come. Creating some good pressure here as the bowler. Again, another dot ball. This is good. This is good from men in blue. And it's amazing how a few balls of pressure spreads across the team. A bit more chatter now. They're enjoying this spell of bowling. Gayan on strike. And this time just pushes it onto the onside for out to square. So, although fields well, is unable to run out the batters, so that brings an end to the over. 14 without loss, Serendib. So the run rate well above what's expected, what's needed. And they can just canter towards this target, really, as long as they keep their wickets in hand. Of course, men in blue, they're desperate to start the fall of wickets. not going to be an easy time for them trying to defend this low score. Vikesh Jha comes into the attack for MIB. Bowling to Gayan. And the first one's just straight a bit down leg, good pace. But an extra afforded to Serendib. In for a second delivery, this time on a better line. Just defended off the back foot into the covers for no shot. Lots of talk from the keeper out there for MIB. This one's short and it's tried to be swatted out to long off. And single taken, but bowler wants a fielding change here. With Shriyan on strike, the bowler has just taken third man and dropped them a lot squarer out to deep square. Sorry, out to deep point. Deep point. Almost in a cover position, sweeping position. Could be a chance for run out here. No, safely taken, but in the end, the batsman did nothing with it, really. The ball will be a bye. I'm sure hit the chest of the batter. His non-striker caught him through, though, knowing the keeper was a good 15, 20 metres back. So good alertness there from his non-striker, to be honest. Easy single, why not pick that up? As long as your striker trusts you. So as soon as he heard the call, he set off. But this time, beaten. Keeper goes up, but umpire unmoved. But things happening here in this over of Jha. Was awarded a run as well, the earlier ball, but Gayan currently on strike, and he goes to swat it, cross bats it, goes straight, however, gets it late, but the outfield's so quick here at Sano, that's going to cross the boundary. 4 runs. And Gayan, good aggressive stroke. I guess he just wanted to relieve some pressure that was building up on his team. Bit of momentum running Menham Blues way, so just wanted to release the pressure with that shot. As I say, he wanted to go a lot squarer, ended up going dead straight this time. Swings again, keeper misses. He'll have a shy at the non-striker's end. Stumps, but safely through, and that's a bye. And with that, will be end of the over. 8 runs coming from it, so another good one for Serendib. Well above the run rate required. That sits below 5. So Men in Blue, as I mentioned, desperately want to take wickets, and it's up to the captain on how to do that and who to bowl. This game, I don't think will go near 20 overs, so you can afford to bowl your top bowlers, give them longer spells of 3, if not 4. You need to find a way to get through that batting order, the top 6, to at least create some pressure. At the moment, Serendib are cantering their way to victory here. Bowler hits him, Just missed time from the batter. Gave himself room, stepping out to just try to pull, turn it around the corner, hook. Don't know exactly what the batsman was trying to do there, but no run was the result. This is Kumarasan bowling. He's taken his second over here from the score end. Good shot. Big, high, long, not long enough, sorry. It is long enough. It is 6 runs. Oh, when I heard him hit it, it sounded sweet and long, but the trajectory wasn't 45-degree angle, it was more like a 70-80-degree angle, so went high, giving long on an opportunity or chance to think they're in with a chance to take the ball, but it just sails over his head. 6 runs. Nice shot. Gayan moves on to 16 of 12 balls. Oh, this time he cranks it, and that time that's well over mid. Well, it's straight, perhaps a little towards mid-off, but there was no chance of catching that one. I'm probably 150 metres from the wicket, but I heard the sweetness of that shot, the sound of wood on leather. Great shot, 6 runs, and wow, we've seen some batting skill here from Citral Gayan. Apologies for the mispronunciation of the name, but can he hit a 3rd consecutive 6? This time, good bowling, short, on target. You wouldn't want to miss that one, otherwise your bails would be flying. But batsman better to it. Gayan just defends that out onto the offside. No run. Good contest here. Those couple of 6s have just jolted Serendib's score up to 34. Flying along now. And again, sneaks a single. Non-striker not really focusing as best he could be, because Gayan, he saw an easy opportunity there for a single. He called and ran. Just his non-striker was not quite as alert, provided an opportunity for a run out for the men in blue, but wasn't to be. Plays it to point. Fields well, quickly getting the ball back to the bowler stump, so giving no opportunity of a run to Sirian. Gamachige, sorry for bad pronunciation there, but also, of course, partnering Gayan there. He's on 6 of his 8 balls. It's Gayan, who's 23 of 15, who's lit this chase alight. I'll have a quick look across the ground too. Whoa, there's a break in play and over. And Max, in the end, all out for 67 off 8. So they must have a shortage of players today, perhaps, unless there are retirees. But 67 all for 8 of 14 overs. Kawasaki Knight Riders currently 36 for 1. They too, or they will coast towards that win. So a win to KKR perhaps on ground 2. Never say never. Who knows what Max could pull out, but makes it hard when you've only got 8 fielders, and looking across to it, it does indeed seem they are short. So pretty tough ask for Max to win that one. Back here, men in blue desperately need a wicket. Serendib are coasting towards victory here, and 6 runs off the bat. Over, not quite cow corner, but straighter than that. Over mid-on. There's no mid-on fielder. Oh yes, there was on the boundary, but had no chance. The ball landed another 10 metres over the boundary rope. Great shot. Gayan just showing his true power hitting ability. He's just taking the game right away from men in blue. And I can understand Patel there, the bowler, just pulling out of that. Just giving him perhaps an idea of where Gayan's targeting him. This one, he's full and he's just pushed it out down to long off for a single. So certainly knows how to play at a range of gears. Does Gayan. Is happy with a 6, and then to move on to a single. It's good cricket, good batting. Assuring victory for his team is his main aim. His partner pushes this wide of cover for a single. And currently 42. This one, bowler digs in a bit short, bit flatter. Doesn't give it the air, and in the end, no run taken. Patel doing his best to try and think, how do I get this batsman out? How do I change the game in favour of my team? Good shot. Shot from Gayan again. This time he goes straight, and long off did his best to try and save the boundary, but in the end had no chance. It's another glorious shot from the batter, who's now hit 3 4s, 3 6s. Sits on 34. 2 balls remaining in this over. Patel under real pressure. This one's been struck over long off for 6 more runs, and what a batting display is before us. Just control from Chitral Gayan. He's strong on both the on and the offside. Seen that from some lovely 6s over cover, mid off, as well as long on and mid wicket. He can play 40 off 19. What's he going to do next? Final ball from Patel. Almost does. Batsman asks the question, is gone. By the finest of margins, the ball clips the top of off or clips the bail, probably on middle and off. And before the batsman departs, he just checks with square leg. Was it a stumping or? But it was bowled. And what a delivery from Patel. What a comeback. A bit of revenge after being hit earlier for 2 6s and a 4. Feels good for a bowler to finally get the final say on proceedings with that wicket. But probably a little too late from men in blue. It is their first wicket. Can it be the start of something? Or Serendib continue to walk their way to this total? They're already past halfway, 54 for 1. 5 overs gone. They still have 1 over left in the power play, so I imagine whoever comes in will target, try and get this game over and done with quickly. Of course, it's a massive boost to your run rate if you can win a game inside 12 overs. And I think the win will be enough anyway for Serendib to go through to the next stage. Obviously, you want to qualify top, perhaps gain an easier draw in that quarterfinals. Men in blue, well, what can they do? How do they create some pressure? Batsman, as I said, with the power play still in place, goes over the top of the circle, doesn't get all of it, but gets enough for 4 runs. nice shot in the end. Jar is the bowler bowling his second over, but it's Sriyan who's still there on 11 off 11 now for that shot. 4 runs, and why not continue the attack in the position they're in. Final over of this power play. Jar comes in short and straight at this one. Oh, sorry, Fuller, and no run there. Better line and length from him. Comes in again, this time short, and batsman has a go at it, but he is caught on the boundary, and that probably a plan. Banged in short, and wow, Sriyan went for that shot, didn't middle it, and almost went down mid wickets, deep mid wickets throat. Another wicket for men in blue. 2 down now, Serendib, and both their openers now back in the pavilion. So creates a small window of opportunity for MIB. They can keep taking wickets, keep the incoming batsman from scoring boundary balls especially, then who knows. They need another 8 wickets, whereas Serendib, well, it's 42 runs, the magic target for them. Silva comes to the wicket after his fine performance with the ball, his leg spin. We see Silva will be alongside Madhusankar. And just the ball comes onto the ground from field 2, so bowler just pulling out, Jar pulling out of his run-up. Good full straight ball here. Another one from Jar, just trying to keep these incoming batsmen from scoring, or almost also having them play shots, putting pressure on them, keeping it straight and on a good length. This one a bit slow. I think the keeper wanted the fielder to have a go earlier than that, but they scamper through for a single. And what will become, if they are able to limit the boundaries MIB, then singles will become extremely important for Serendib. Keep pushing, keep challenging the field, aiming to steal 2s and 3s when possible. At the moment, you feel if these 2 batsmen, you wonder if they'll be as free or as aggressive as their earlier batters in terms of finding that boundary. End of the over, 59 for 2. The power play comes to an end. Just 41 runs needed, so nothing stupid at all needed from Serendib. They know if they can keep their remaining 8 wickets, then they will win the game. Run rates on 3. So just another 10 runs needed by the Kawasaki Knight Riders on ground 2 to be victorious against Max. 3 wickets down, but I don't see that as being a problem, so perhaps a win to the KKR over on ground 2. Back here, and in blue, after not setting enough runs or not scoring enough runs, really struggling to contain Serendib here or to stop them from taking victory. 99 was never going to be enough for men in blue, who surprisingly were bowled out by what was a fine 18 overs from Serendib in terms of their bowling, attack, their catching, fielding. Pressure is right on men in blue to go through the middle order quickly here. 2-3 wickets over the next 4-5 overs would certainly help their cause, but both Silva and Marasanka will have something to say about that. Rajan, the new bowler from the school end here at Sano, starts with the dot. A leg spinner, bowling to a fellow leg spinner, Silva, who did extremely well in his allotted overs. So perhaps spin the way forward here from men in blue. Just edged out wide of short, fine leg for a single. And this one a lot quicker through the air. Misses Keaton. Batsman just lets that go through. May have picked up a bit of pad for a bye. Signalled wide. Rajan looking to get back. Huge appeal here. And finally given from the umpire, who took a long time to make that decision, and he's been given out LBW. I have to watch this on the JCL replay. At first it looked like it was going down leg, but the umpire went through his questions and actually looking at that, now it looked like it pitched in line, and yeah, perhaps bounce may have taken that away or over off stump, but the finger goes up, it's in the book, and Rajan has taken the wicket of Silva. Silva out, LBW, 2 off his 6 balls. Another wicket falls, and Rajan has just added a bit of hope to his team. Yeah, so wickets, just what MIB need. Certainly Serendib are well above the run rate, but each wicket, that run rate just tends to drop a little bit. I still see them comfortably chasing this total down, but you never know in cricket. It's how these middle to late order batsmen play. Certainly spin takes another wicket here today at Sano. Oh, again, just a good bit of flight, line and length here, showing pitched on middle, but spin taken away outside off. This is good bowling here from Rajan, and he'll have with his confidence this time. He just pushes this one through quicker and flatter. Umpire judges it to be going down leg, but a good over there from Rajan, really just taking momentum a bit in terms of men in blue's way. Serendib still looking comfortable, just requiring another 38 runs. 62 for 3. So 7 overs gone here. Serendib comfortably in position. 62 for 3. Patel comes into the attack for MIB. He has 4 boundary riders, so there's plenty of space there for the Serendib batters just to noodle it around the wicket, around the block. Continue to take these singles. There's a sweeper on the offside, long off, long on, deep mid wicket. Mandusanka, the man on strike. Patel in the second over from the mountain end. Driven out to long off for a single. Good fielding from men in blue. A bad start to the over here from Patel. Couple of dot balls followed by a single. They really need to just keep, somehow exert pressure on Serendib. Pushed out to point for a single, and it really is a tough question for the captain as to being how aggressive he can be at this stage, whether perhaps he affords another person. In fact, he's just done that. He's brought in deep. Point has come into point just inside the 30-yard circle. Skied, big shot, long off, coming in, taking it, a good catch. The bowler at some stage looked interested in taking it himself, but was never going to get there. Long off, probably made 15 metres, and taking that catch, and what a catch, what a wicket it is. Yet another one falls. Serendib starting to lose the plot here in this chase. Certainly something it depends how you play the game, but another wicket falls, and probably a shot that just wasn't there. Patel will be extremely pleased in what has been great over. I think one to come still in it, but just the 2 runs from it, and that wicket. One ball does remain, so Sanka has to return to the pavilion, the tent in this case, just the 1 of his 5 balls. And I have no idea that the depth of the batting talent or lineup that Serendib have, but from, a few nerves in the camp, to say at least, after such a great job done from their opener, in their opening batters did a fine job, had them well above the run rate early on. Just after five overs, they were over 50 runs. So great start from Serendib. But a few little nerves have crept in with the taking of 4 wickets since. So end of the over, 64 for 4. Both batters new to the crease. Raveen Herath just joined us, and Sanjaywa is there for his 1 off 3 balls. So Hereth, of course, fielded really well in the first innings for his team. Took one really good catch on the run, 15, 20 metres here to make up. That was a really good catch. And the other one he took on the boundary. Slight fumble, but always looked in control. So fielded well. Can he take that confidence through to the second innings with the bat and see his team over the line here? And the first of 20 matches here, T20 matches here on ground number 1. Interesting game to follow. Supposed to be starting at 2 p.m. Back live here though. Rajan bowling his second over. Sanjaya just pushing that out to deep cover for a single. Brings his partner onto strike for his first ball, Hereth. The left-hander just taking time to find his starts. Boy, another wicket or two here could really put pressure or just ask a few questions of this Serendib team. What can men in blue do? Rajan just darts this ball in. Rajan, this is a pacey spin, but it's certainly rattling the batsman, Hereth, under a bit of pressure here. Couple of dot balls. Will we see a release shot from Hereth? No. Just plays this with confidence in defence. And men in blue getting very chatty in the field, urging their bowler on, Rajan, to keep going. 4 dots so far in this over. It's a good over from him. Can he finish it? This one he just completely lobs up, floats it up, gets it above the batter's eyes, but Hereth keeps his control and just defends it for no run. End of the over. A good one from Rajan. Just the one coming from it. 65 for 4. 35 runs required off 11 overs, 6 wickets in hand. Still will be no problem for Serendib in terms of runs needed. The run rate required is 3. It's all about wickets. They have currently just dipped below on that worm chart, but 6 wickets in hand. I'd still favour them to be the victors here. Cricket's a funny game, however. Seen other teams in positions that they should win, lose, snatch victory from the jaws of defeat. Patel bowling here to Sanjaya. Sanjaya drives out to long off for a single. Who's long off? Impressive fielding from long off. Got to the ball quickly, picked up and took a shy, and good arm. It was just wide of the stumps, but not far, but just his effort and urgency to the ball shows that MIB is still in this game. I just wonder how aggressive the captain will be in terms of the field setting. Still currently has 4 boundary riders, and I just wonder if they try and create a bit more pressure and bringing one of those in, perhaps into that mid-on position. At the moment, long on, there's just acres of room for this type of bowling from Patel. It's an easy single down there for me. It's big appeal, not given. Bit of excitement from Men in Blue team. They certainly feel they're not out of this match by any means. Left-hander. This time, batsman looks for a bit of relief, goes for a quick single, called through from the non-striker and through comfortably in the end. Perhaps a chance at the non-striker's end, but another run on chasing down this target, which 3-4 overs ago felt like it was going to be a breeze. A bit more pressure, a bit more nerves out there at the moment, however. It's been due to the fact of a couple of miserly overs and wickets picked up from men in blue. Can they keep going? This one just floated up a bit more from Patel. Batsman just blocks it. It certainly doesn't look like a game of T20 cricket going on at the moment. It's more in terms of strategy and tactics. It's a bit more tense, and it's pushed through down to long on for a single. Bringing to the end the over. 68 now for 4, so if we look back at the previous 3 or 4 overs, Serendib have made 3 of that last over. Prior to that, they made a 1, a 2, a 3, and a 5. You have to go back to the 5th over where they scored 19 runs, and in the 4th over, 13 runs, where we saw some big hitting from Gayan especially. Just had an all-out assault on the men in blue attack, but since then, men in blue have clawed their way back into this game. Still a tough ask for them in trying to restrict 32 runs off 10 overs, but at least there's some hope there. The players now have an opportunity to meet in some shade and take on some liquid. It's almost a cooling off period, so it's almost a 1 minute perhaps turnaround, but just a chance to take on some H2O. It's good to see that JCL looking after the players, the welfare of the players. It's incredibly hot out there. Humidity's high. There's no breeze. There has been players that have suffered a bit of overheating in previous weekends due to the intense heat here in Japan. So it's good to see that they have this opportunity just to cool off, perhaps a change of shirt, as I'm seeing one player doing. We will be back in around about 90 seconds time.
Welcome back to Summer Cricket Ground. Serendib 68 for 4 off their 10 overs. Players have just returned from a cooling break. Aiming to chase down the meagre target of 100. 99 scored by Men in Blue. Not enough runs, really. They would have been disappointed with that. A chance to make amends in the field, however, with their bowling and fielding attack. .30 degrees here in Sano. Bit of cloud cover at present. That'll bring a little bit of comfort to the players. Don't think it will last long. Pretty clear skies here, although there may be a bit of rain, perhaps a thunderstorm. I'd call it a tropical thunderstorm. That would come later in the evening. But no problem in terms of this match with the remaining 10 overs. I don't think we'll go that far. 4 runs, yeah, good shot. Just played off the front foot, a little bit full, and still had to execute it. But 4 runs, and Rajan starts with a boundary. Sanjaya hitting that with his partner Harith, but it was Sanjaya who played that lovely 4 shot. Not a great start for MIB. They need to continue to take wickets. Rajan aiming to do that with his leg spin. This one's just a bit flatter and just pushed into the offside for a comfortable single. Good batting there from Sanjaya. Aiming to get his team across the finish line. Game 2 is finished. In ground 2 the game is finished. Kawasaki Knight Riders been the victors there over Max. This time just defended for no run. What can Ranjan do in terms for his team? He's 1 for 9 off his figures so far. Can he add to that total? Well, he beat the batsman there. Harith looking to go over long on, but completely missing it. Perhaps a bit of turn there for Ranjan. He's got a lot of protection out there. He's got a long on, deep mid wicket, deep square wicket, as well as mid wicket and mid on. So a lot of cover on the onside. Misses not by much. Was quite interested there was the bowler, just beating the bat, just missing the off stump as well. So bowling here. Harith now 1 off his 9 balls. Under a bit of pressure here to score, create an opportunity for MIB. Goes to cut, but misses again through to the keeper. No run. Bit wider, but it is the umpire's line. The end of the over. 73 for 4. Serendib just 27 runs away from victory. 6 wickets in hand. As the sun reappears here at Sano, bursting through a cloud. As I say, 30 degrees doesn't feel that hot, but it's a lot warmer on the down ground conditions, as well as quite a high humidity. The afternoon game here on number 1, Tokyo Wombats versus the Chiba Sharks. Be a great battle to watch. Do tune in and do hit the subscribe button here for Japan Cricket. Welcome to our viewers wherever you are on YouTube throughout the world, or fan code through India. To
make the most of all the Japanese content available. Do hit the subscribe button, or do it. There is live chat as well. If you want to add a comment, please do so. Welcome. Love you to join the Japan cricket community here. So Patel starting with a couple of dot balls. Sanjaya on strike. The senior of the two batsmen at this stage. Just paddles this nicely round the corner for a couple of runs. Yeah, Sanjaya now there, he's on 11 off his 14 balls, so the senior of the two batsmen and helping guide them to that finish line. Patel will be trying to counter-attack. Another single taken from Serendib team, and I must say their teammates look quite relaxed, quite comfortable in the shade, watching these two take them even closer to victory. So the Tokyo Wombats and the tent next to them, getting ready for their next game. As I say, that's supposed to kick off at 2 p.m, depending, of course, on when this game finishes. Hereth back on strike, the left-hander, who hasn't looked comfortable by any means in terms of the MIB bowling attack. Just wonder if the captain gets really aggressive on the batter here, but this time Hereth goes to pull, doesn't get an under edge and fielded by the keeper. Brings an end to the over with a couple of dot balls, so pretty good over from Patel. He's now bowled out his spell, 2 for 27. That over, he just went for the 3 runs, so it's really all Serendib need to do. The run rate required is exactly at 3. So you just wonder though if one of the batsmen, perhaps Sanjaya, will just look to be a bit more aggressive, knowing runs needed now is just down to 24. Yeah, the Chiba Sharks versus the Wombats will be a good battle, one that is worth sticking around for. A few members of the Japan national squad play for both clubs. Whether we'll see Alex Shirai Patmore, I'm not sure. He's part of the Japan national team, but did an injury in Papua New Guinea a few weeks ago, so. But there are players also in that Chiba Sharks team that are in the Japan makeup, so let's hope we see some of them go well in terms of their lead-up, their progress towards the Asian Cup coming up in a few weeks' time. Ranjan back with the ball in hand from the school end, and Japan heat. The height of summer is August. Bowling to Hereth. Board up his cover fielder to be a bit more aggressive, and I can understand that. Just wanting to apply pressure. Hereth is on 1 run, but he's faced 14 balls, so certainly, chance gone then, I think. Chance gone. Just an apology coming from the MIB fielder who ended up throwing the ball and hitting the batter, Hereth, but no ill feeling in it, just a mistake. Game being played in good spirits from both teams. Ranjan's off spin is certainly troubling Hereth though. It's tightening him up. If he just sticks on this line, I'd love to see him add another close-in fielder. I don't think he's going to be hit out. Oh, and just as I say that, mid-wicket coming round, takes the catch comfortably, wicket. So what do I know, eh? Well, we had 3 boundary fielders, all in that cow corner area, cow corner, square, deep square, and long on. And in that case, it was mid-wicket who came in to take the catch comfortably. Just a release shot in the end. You could feel the pressure or the stress building for Hereth. He'd been there for 14, 15 balls with only scoring the 1 run. So, and looking to go over mid-wicket area, he found the fielder, and MIB found the wicket. 5 down now. The jitters continue in this small run chase. Currently Serendib are on 77 runs, needing a further 23 for victory. 5 wickets down. It's just thrown a few jitters into their chase, and I'm not sure how deep the team bats, but plenty of pressure now on batters 7 through 11 to get this expected victory. Gayan set them up so well at the top of the innings. His 40 really gave them a great foundation. Oh, another good ball from Rajan, just beating the bat and gloves. He's getting bounce. This turn and the bounce that is really troubling these Serendib batsmen, and it is the end of the over, and does survive it. So Rajan has bowled out his 4 overs, a very good spell from him, 2 for 10, and has given his team some hope. Certainly contributed to what could come down to a close finish. Who knows? It'll all depend on the middle to late order batters of Serendib team. "23 runs, 7 overs. It's a easy chase as long as you've got the batters to do it. But at the moment, the momentum swing is with men in blue. Maybe just a little bit too late. We'll find out over these next 7 overs. I'm just looking at whose new bowler will be. Bowling from Mount Karasawa end, with the cloud now covering the ground. But a small breeze, so bringing a bit of comfort to the players out there in this heat. Ball comes in and batsman defends it out to square leg for a single. Maybe have known it. They've got deep square and a short fine leg. So room there for Sanjaya to scamper through for a single. Sorry, that's it was Sanjaya, yep. Chamara, the new batter for Serendib, and he swings and is out. Great catch here at Sano Cricket Ground. Not a bad shot from Chamara, who just tried to hoist it over the cover, over mid-off. But mid-off got up and one-handed, stuck out a mitt, and it stuck. Let's have a look at the JCL replay. Yeah, timed it well. Good leap, and it stuck in the right mitt. Good catch. I'll have a look at who that was, because that's worth commenting on. caught a Dewan bowled Jar, so Jar gets his second wicket. Chamada came and went quickly, just facing the 2 balls for no run, but could have easily been 4 runs if it wasn't for Dewan's athleticism. So good catch, and another wicket fall, 6 down. So here I was commentating 4 or 5 overs ago about the easy run chase for Serendib, has now turned out to be one of caution, one of the game going either way here. Men in blue with their tails up, and they snatch victory from what was looking very unlikely a mere 4 overs ago. J.R. Warner is the new batter, and J.R. Warner is on strike. And just cramps the batter for room. Don't think gets bat onto it, spills out to the offside for no run. Not a overly aggressive field here from MIB. They still have 4 on the boundary. Third man, deep point, long on, and deep square. But the Serendib batsmen are just struggling to find spaces in that inner circle, of which there should be. Just the 2 on the onside and 2 on the offside. 3 on the offside, sorry. Batsman pulls away, and fair enough too. Mid-off fielder was just moving around. So J.R. Warner yet to get off the mark. 4th ball, and again just defending it back. And what a good over from Jar. Vikas Jar. Apologies for any pronunciation there from I hate calling people there or mispronouncing it incorrectly, but a good over, the wicket, and 4 dot balls, just a 1 run coming off it, over 14, goes for 1 run. Serendib inch themselves to 78 for 6. The runs have just dried up here for Serendib. Going back sort of 4 or 5 overs. They've only been going 1s, 2s, a 5 in there, but MIB have just pulled this match back from nowhere. Could go down to the wire. 22 runs needed of 6 overs, 4 wickets in hand. I do believe Sanjaya is a huge part of who ends up victorious in this match. How he plays his innings from here, whether he keeps his wicket and just keeps the tally building. Big responsibility falls on his shoulders as he faces Bomik as the bowler from the other end, and this time goes on the back foot. Does Sanjaya, hits out well fielded, does save the boundary, but allows him to get through for a 2nd run. I think a bit of a misfield actually, the deep cover there. He hasn't, just a bit ginger after that, walking around, so looking to bowl a relatively straight wicket to wicket line here, and looking at his field. He's got cover all very straight, mid on, long off. Mid off and mid on, so just trying to cramp Sanjaya. That one beats him, does well. Keeper does well to collect it in the end. It's a good turn. Actually, keeper, sorry. Field it, but it did go down to ground. But good bit of bowling here, bit of pressure, and big appeal for LBW and not given. Umpire unmoved. And I'll just try and have a look at the replay on that. And yeah, perhaps just pitched outside of leg, or hit him on the pad outside of line. Umpire remaining strong and amongst the numerous appeals from those around him. But it was a dot ball in the end, and Beaumix followed that up with another dot ball, just the 2 runs coming from it. So the word inching their way to the total is certainly relevant for Serendib. On 80 now. 5 overs remaining, so their run rate required is slowly inching up as well. It's up to over 3.5, but of no issue, of no problem, should be of no problem to Serendib. And I'm just wondering, rather than take this game late and scoring 3 or so and over, if someone just tries to pump a couple of quick boundaries here, take all the pressure off, take the nerves out of the game and get across the line. You don't want to take it to the last over. That just gives the batsman more reason to think, be more nervous about the game and the result. You'll see there the over by over chart. Serendib started with a hiss and a roar. A big over of 19, and I think it was over 6 there. But as I say, MIB, they've come back well and taking wickets. They need 4 more. They've given the ball to Vikas Shah, who's bowled his first 3 overs for 2 for 13. Gone straight up, chance here for MIB. Mid-off coming round, and again takes a lovely catch. This time arms outstretched above him. Let's see if our cameraman's picked that up. He does, yes he has, and a good catch. Expected to be taken. Nerves add to the pressure, but well held. 7 down now for Serendib. Surely MIB can't snatch victory from the jaws of defeat here. They were out of the game 5-6 overs ago, and just that constant wicket-taking ability from their bowling attack has brought this game into a fine balance. It could go either way now. If you're a betting man, it's not an easy one to pick. 20 runs required. 3 wickets remaining. 4.4 overs to do it in. So provides a bit of entertainment to the Cheetah Sharks and the Wombats who are turning up, if not already in place in their tents, awaiting their match to kick off in around 35 minutes time. They'll be loving this entertainment in front of them, hoping they can provide a good disciplined bowling attack, a fielding attack that men in blue are showing or demonstrating as we speak. They've certainly back in this game. Wede is the new batter to the crease alongside Sanjaya. And that is a good shot. 4 runs. Well hit. Just arrived at the crease, and thank you very much. I'll hit you over the cover for 4, and just provide some impetus to the team's chase. I think that's the first boundary in probably 4, 5, 6 overs. You have to go back to over number 11 where the boundary 4 was hit. So, Roshan Were, sorry for any incorrect pronunciation there, but great shot to start. Second ball. Let's see if he continues in the same vein. This one, a bit shorter and just goes to turn it onto the onside, but ends up in the middle regions for no run. Jar here in his final delivery of his spell, 3 for 17. They'd dearly love him to have 4 short. Hits a solitary appeal, but I don't know what for. Hits the batsman high up, but I just wondered, was he looking to play a shot? I guess so. He was looking to get out of the way of the ball, and they scamper through for what will be a bye. Brings the end of the over, that one bye. 85 for 7. 4 overs remain. 15 runs off 4 overs. 3 wickets in hand. So, make the decision yourself whether you think Serendib are good enough to do that. I'm still in favour that they will make it through. They've made it hard on themselves. Adding, I think Sanjay is a real crucial wicket for MIB. They could take his wicket, it'd be 8 down, and it just force real nerves upon your tail end batters. It was Jar's 4 over spell that came to an end. 3 for 17 in the end, so great contribution from him for his team. But we're back to Savrav Bolmit. Starts with an appeal. Turned down. And it was an appeal for the Mancad, or a run out, sorry. I should get the term right, for a run out. A judge not out, and I'm really happy to see that a judge not out, or that the non-striker was on to that. This time, a bit quicker, and it escapes through for some important buys. I think it missed everything. Bat, wicket, and keeper. It's crossed the boundary rope for buys. 4 buys. Extremely expensive for MIB. And a shout of delight from Serendib supporter of the sidelines, because those are crucial runs. Four buys brings just 11 needed now. This is struck straight. Long off, coming round, trying to keep it down to 1 run. Unsuccessful, good running, 2 runs. In the end, batsman, he does place his bat, and doing so loses his bat, but just jogs through anyway. Safe, and a good 2 runs, and just the 9 needed now for Serendib, looking to finish this off. Saurav Bhowmick, he's bowled well for first innings. He'd be upset with those buys earlier, but of course not afforded to him. But just in terms of the match, the context, 4 buys proving crucial. Sanjay up on 16 runs, and wouldn't it be great for him to see Serendib hit the winning runs, if not himself, to see his team through. He's done a good job. Oh, commentator's curse, 101. Thank you, Garth Thomas. Bowled him, gone. straight ball, missed it, played all round it. It was middle stump. And wow, what do you know? Sanjaya looking to steer his team to victory, has just lost his wicket, and with it Serendib's 8th wicket, keeping MIB continuing to believe they can win this match. 8 runs now needed, 3.2 overs remaining, 2 wickets in hand. I'm still with Serendib, but who's to say? This match could go either way. What we thought 99 runs was going to be at least 20, 30 runs too short has turned out to be an exciting finish here. And the game, well, it's too hard to pick really. Roshan, where it is, still there on 7 off his 7 balls. And can MIB believe? Can they take 2 wickets? Defending 8 runs. This is where, well, the whole game, but you really need to think about your field placements and make sure the bowler is aware of your tactics as the captain. Both need to be on the same page here. This one he's just floated up and defended. Thought it was a real opportunity for the batsman to lean, crank that through the covers, but no, defended. The run rate is not an issue. The wicket column is. Who's going to be the hero for MIB and bowl these remaining 2 overs and possibly take 2 wickets with it? Singh just bowled the 1 at the top. Kumar Sen has bowled 2. But the wicket takers for MIB have been Jha. He's bowled out 4 wickets. So he took 3 for 17. So anyway, back live. It's Singh who has the ball, I believe, to be bowling the penultimate over. Turned round the corner for 1. They'll look to go for 2. Yes, they've turned, coming back, and fielder unable to restrict them. 2 runs to Roshan. He's doing a good job here for Serendib. Perhaps a bit calming on what will be a bit of a nervous bench in the 10th. This time it's full and he clobbers it. 4 runs. And great shot. Well, unfortunately Singh just erred on leg side and a full one on leg side, and Roshan was not going to miss out on that. Just helped it on its way. Pull shot, 4 runs behind square. And with that shot brings probably a probable victory to Serendib. Just the 2 needed now. And can Roshan finish it in this over? A bit of a surprise, an upset here perhaps. Men in Blue expected to win. Goes for a big swing across the line of the ball, misses. Half appeal from the bowler, but Roshan was eyeing up mid-wicket. A lot of space out there over the fielder in the circle, but this time goes onto the back foot, misses, tries to cut. So a couple of dot balls. Big appeal and given. Gone. Roche. Gone. I'm just looking for a JCL replay here. And, pushing one through. Yeah, looks like a good shout. It looked pretty straight, and to me, crashing into leg stump, perhaps. But wicket gone. And just waiting for an update from the scorers to give you the details. But drama here. It'll be 8 down. I think there's just been a mistake made with the scorers, hence they're gone back a couple of overs to try and make the correction. Make sure that's correct. By my count, it's 91 for 8. Sorry, so I made a mistake prior to this. The current score, I'll just give the scorers a little bit of time to make sure that they're correct. By my count, 8 down with just the 2 required. I think that may be a bit of reason why for a break in play. Just be patient with us. Reminder that we do have another game coming up this afternoon, 2 p.m. start, Chiba Sharks versus the Tokyo Wombats. And I believe our scorers all caught up. We are 97 for 9. 3 runs needed. Iranga, the new batsman, to the crease, alongside Marusanka. And blocks it. So, with a few scoring issues, we are all back on track. 2 overs do remain. 97 for 9. Up for a thrilling finish here. 3 runs needed, 2 overs, 1 wicket in hand. Serendib, once looking at chasing this target down with relative ease, are now on eggshells. Can the batsmen complete the job for their team? But what was a great foundation set by Gayan earlier on. Both batsmen yet to get off the mark. Marusanka on strike. He's faced 2 deliveries. This is a straight ball, and he's just pushed it out to mid-wicket, who's in short. Very attacking field. Everyone inside the circle, apart from mid, long on, who's in 10 metres off the boundary. Great shot. Played through the covers. 4 runs, and mid-on was just too wide to field that, and what a shot, and with it comes victory. Great shot. Marusanka, you've done it for your team, you've got them over the line. The score of 99 never looked enough for men in blue, but boy did they bowl and field well. Created lots of pressure, and in terms of it came down to a thriller. Marusanka holding his nerve, playing a wonderful full ball through the covers for 4 runs to complete victory for his team. They win Serendib by 1 wicket. And taking you through the scorecard, if we start with the men in blue, Kumar and Panwa at the top. Both teams had their opening batsmen set a good foundation. I was earlier on expecting scores of 150, 180, but Kumar and Panwa got their team off to a flyer. Patel contributed with 11. The wicket takers really was Chamara 4 for 15. Then we had a turn of innings and Serendib came into bat, and it was Gayan. His 40 of 20 balls proved a huge contribution and an important foundation, and it was backed up by Sanjawa. His 25 of 30 balls in the middle of the innings just kept the team on target. He lost a lot of wickets around him, Sanjaya, but towards the end and before he lost his wicket, they were on target. But it was the Mandu Sanka's 4 runs off his 3 balls, the winning run scored by him, that took his team across the line and in victory. Vikas Jar bowled well for Men in Blue, 3 for 17, as did Patel, 2 for 27 and 2 for 10 Ranjan. But victory here to Serendib takes him to the top of Group D and to the quarterfinals, which will be played next weekend. Well done to them. Please join us again for a game at 2 o'clock. Tokyo Wombats taking on the Chiba Sharks. Again, if you want more content or enjoy following Japan cricket, do subscribe. We'd love to have you as part of the community. Hope you've enjoyed today's game. As I say, join us again for one that will kick off in around 20 minutes' time. Cheers and goodbye.